So hi guys, welcome to the next video. I'm not going to say what's in it because you already know what stages I'm doing. I've learnt 3 lessons in the last few videos. Lesson 1 is don't predict at the beginning how many stages I'm going to do, because I just don't know while I'm filming it. This is obviously definitely issue 41. Secondly, read, double read, check the instructions. You know, I did go off on a tangent about a part that I just hadn't read the instructions quite right. And the third one is I did have a little bit of a moan about the size of the contents. Just because you get a small pack doesn't mean there isn't a lot to do. Having said that, let's get on with the build and let's have a really good time this issue. Okay guys, so this is the parts for stage 41. I have already got most of them out of the bag because when I originally filmed this, for some reason I thought I was on stage 43 and the parts just weren't matching up, and I got very confused and it just looked like a really bad video. So the parts list for issue 41, we have got this compartment inner, we have got, they've already started to go together. We've got shelf top and we've got shelf bottom. I don't think this is anything that we haven't seen before. I think this whole thing is going to be, we've done the left side, so we're now working on the right side. This I'm not going to take out of the bag until we actually need it. This is the left hand door front, and the left hand door back is already in there. I'll give you a closer look when we actually come to build it. And this is the right hand door front, and on the back is the right hand door back. And then in this bag we've got a magnet, which is this strip there. It looks a bit plasticky, but it is actually a magnet. And then we've got the door handle. How many times have we seen door handles? Right, so let's begin. So I'm going to move these just out of the way. For some reason I've got really bad camera angle, so I haven't got so much working space. Right, so one magnet. We need to take the shelf bottom, and I'm going to just put that door handle there. Right, take the shelf bottom and position the magnet between the 2 tabs as follows. So we are going to place that in there like so, and then we need to align the pins in the shelf top with the corresponding holes in the shelf bottom, and there's the corresponding holes. Got holes there, and we've got 2 pins there. Push the parts together, adding a drop of glue to the pins. So let's do a test fit first. And that's going in nicely. Yep, very nice, really nice fit. So it probably won't need glue, to be absolutely honest with you, but they've asked for it, so we're getting it. I have bought a new glue. My super glue gel was getting a little bit low, and I was in the supermarket and I saw this, and already I'm not loving it. I do love it, but I thought it's got my favourite brand name on it, but I knew it wasn't gel, so it's a little bit harder to control because it's runny glue, but I trust that the bond is going to be superb. So that's not going to set instantly. It never does do a really good. Yeah, it's actually sticking. Yeah, that side is actually stuck very well. Sorry guys, that's the first time I've ever used this particular glue. I've used this brand a lot, but not this particular glue. Right, so that's stage 2 done, and then on to stage 3. So we need to assemble the right hand door, which I believe is this one. So to be honest with you, it looks like the left and the right hand assemblies are exactly the same. So if you assemble the left hand door as the right hand door and the right hand door as the left hand door, it'll be absolutely fine, so long as you don't actually stick the doors on the wrong way around. But yes, I can see that that is the right hand door. So take the right hand door front and right hand door back. Both parts have numbers that match up. So there's a number there, if it ever focuses, R71, and this has a number R71 there near the top. Test fit the parts, noting that the peg and hole fixings are different sizes to ensure a good fit. And I can see that that peg there is slightly bigger than that one, and I can't tell the difference on these, but I can also tell from the size of the see where there's a square there, I can see that it goes that way, and there's a little recess there which is going to coincide with that hole there, so that's going to go in like that, and it should be a good fit because these parts had fallen together. That is actually that's a really good fit. That's too much of a good fit. Right, so one thing I've just learnt with this glue, don't bring the bottle to the part, bring the part to the bottle as well and meet sort of halfway. So I'm going to put a little bit of a splodge of glue on there. This is part of the reason why I like these bottles. They are quite easy to control. Right, so that can then go onto there like so, and hopefully within a couple of minutes that's going to be impossible to get off. Right, so I'm going to leave that there. Right, so the door is now correctly assembled, and then we're going to do exactly the same with the left hand door. If I can get it out of the bag. I keep these bags, they're really handy actually. Keep them tiny parts. Some of the bigger bags I actually use, I tend to pay cash for my petrol, my diesel in my car, and what I do is some of the bigger bags, they do hold English banknotes quite well, and I use them as money bags. Right, so that's been test fitted. That's not such a quite a tight fit, but it'll be okay once we glue it on. So a little bit of glue on that peg, a little bit of glue on that one. I'm probably using slightly more than I need to, but using where the holes are located as your guide, we can pop that on there like so, and I'm happy with that. Oh, sorry guys, I've gone completely off camera. Right, so we need to put this down now. So next we need to glue the door handle on the right hand side door. Now that's slightly clever. Did you notice that they told us to do the right hand door first, and then the left, and now we've gone back to the right, and I suspect that's to allow us a little bit of drying time on the glue. Right, so this is one where we have to be a bit careful. Remember, these door handles need to go downwards. They're like a little teardrop, but they're pointing up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a previous stage that I've completed as a reference. This is a belt and braces. Reading the instructions, I can clearly see, well, there's a little D-shaped hole in there, so it shouldn't go in the wrong way. But there's my test fit, and that is exactly as instructions say. But I'm getting my previous issues. Can you see that I've got all these door handles and they're all pointing downwards? So I'm using this previous stage as a reference, and I can see that that goes in there like so. Now I need to hold this door handle with something, but I can't find. What would be absolutely best would be blue tack. I don't really want to use tweezers. I don't think tweezers is going to be. I might get away with that actually. Right, so I'm a little bit worried about squeezing out too much glue. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue onto a piece of waste paper there, or plastic, or whatever you've got. And what I want to do is just pop some glue into the middle there. I would use the bottle and apply directly from the bottle, but can you see all that lovely paintwork on that door? If I was to miss, it's going to have big splodges everywhere. So I'm going to drop that into there like so. Just twist that round until I can find a good fit. And why is it that as soon as I do a test fit, because I've got this the wrong way round. So how did that work on the test fit? No, it is the right way round. Right, okay guys, so it worked on the test fit, but now it's not working. There we go, that's in. That was almost a disaster there, wasn't it? So there's the door handle in. Okay, and then while that's drying, we need to find the shelf. And you see we've got two holes at the top there. It's pointing that out to us. Take the compartment inner and check that the holes on the top are facing up. Align the shelf, ensuring that the holes on the shelf are facing upwards. So you see we've got two holes there, and ensuring the holes on the shelf are facing upwards before installing it into the brackets on each side of the compartment inner. You will also notice there's a hole in the back of the compartment, and there's a tab there, and two little runners, and that's going to slide in there. Now, the reason that they're telling us to put the holes at the top is because there's obviously something going to be fixing in there at some point. That's gone in nice. Is that correct? That's going to be that one, isn't it? Okay, so that's going to be that one there, isn't it? Now those two holes in there is suggesting that something's going in there, but if you look at the previous shelf that we've done, which doesn't want to cut, that does, it's coming out. It's coming out. That too has got two holes in it, but we haven't used those holes for anything, and I'm wondering why. Okay, I'm not going to worry about it because, you know, we need to have faith in these part works. You know, they have holes and ugly bits all over the place, and then about 400 issues later you suddenly discover why. Right, so do not glue, as the shelf will slide in and out to store equipment at a later stage. And the next thing it wants us to do is apply. Now I'm going to look at a few instructions at once. Apply a drop of glue to the recesses on the left hand side of the compartment inner. Align the peg holes with the pegs on fixing the left hand door. Close the door as the glue sets to ensure the correct operation and fit. Repeat to attach the right hand door on the opposite side. So what we're going to end up with, that's going to be glued onto there, and this is going to be glued onto there. Can you see now why I'm test fitting it and going through a few instructions? That actually is not a perfect fit, but it's not awful. Not awful. And I seem to remember that the previous bits were not a great fit, and they all came out in the end. So I'm going to be happy with that. So let's take our right hand side, our left hand side even. No, the right hand side, because as you look, I don't know, left, right, you decide. What side am I doing, guys? I think I'm doing the left. I think I'm doing the left because that's the side as I look at it. Right, so thin layer of glue, making sure I get the tabs. It isn't absolutely critical that this looks absolutely beautiful, because as we know, this is going to be covered up in the end. But no harm in making it look nice. So a bit of pride in our work. Right, so I'm going to give that just a minute or two, not even that. That's, look at that, look, that is good glue. Right, so then I'm going to test fit this side again, just in case things have changed. I think that's okay, and a little bit of glue on there, like so. Right. Do you know what? I'm a bit worried there. I think I might have just put, I said don't worry about the appearance, but I think that was just a little tiny bit too much glue. Do have to be aware of squeeze out. Squidge, glue squidge. What are we calling it this week? Glue squidge? Are we happy with glue squidge? Right, so that is the box done. And as soon as that glue is fully dried, that is the end of that stage, which is fantastic because it means that we've got time to do another stage, which then means stage 43 will be on its own, and I have some plans for that stage, which is going to extend the video, so I do want to do that on its own. So while that's drying, let's go on to stage 42. 42 is, did I tell you guys, if you don't like storage compartments, you are not going to enjoy this set of stages. Because there's, but then if you don't like storage boxes, you're not going to enjoy the build, are you? So this is stage 42, pull down storage compartment and rear ladder bay door, and the stage, the parts that we need in, I say no particular order, but I try to do them in the order that they list them. So we have compartment in, and let me get rid of this piece of paper, I'm getting a bit unorganized. We have got, I believe this is the compartment door front. We have got compartment door back. Whoops, there's a door handle, there's another door handle, that's right, they were the next bits to pull out anyway. Right, compartment door back, we have got two handles, nothing we've never seen before. We have got a D-type screw, we've got two D-type screws, so what I'm going to do, and I can see where this is going with these D-type screws, 1, 2, straight in the box, and we don't lose them. Okay, so we've got the D-type screw in the container, and we've got two more bits left, which is the right hand rear door back. Oh God, was that meant to happen? So we've got the right hand rear door back, and we've got the right hand door front, but we've also got the magnet and the hinge. I think what's happened here is that the hinge has fallen off along with the magnet. So right, okay, so I can see that the magnet should have been attached to the door back. You can see that quite clearly, so I think we're going to have to do a little bit of a repair job. Now I'm a little bit worried about this hinge. It also looks like it's broken some tabs off. Right, so I've got two options here. I can either say to Agora, I'm ever so sorry, but there's a broken part, or I can just fix it, and I think I'll take the fix option, because as you can see, it's not a case of the parts are broken, it's a case of the parts have come apart, the pieces have come away. But I'll rephrase that one. So the pieces have come away from each other. So that goes in there. That's obvious that goes in there. And I would also say it's obvious that that goes in that way round, because if you look at this hinge, you see one half of the hinge is smaller than the other. So if we put that side in, it's too small, there's too much movement. So I don't know what that is. That's all black. It's like they've painted it on instead of glued it on. Right, okay, not a problem, not a problem. So I just have to make sure that this is on properly, because obviously if this is out of alignment, it's not going to go on well. But look, what I'll do, we'll try and put these pieces together. And oh, right. So yeah, I'll put these pieces together, and if they don't work, I shall contact Agora and I shall say, look, I'm really sorry, these pieces have fallen apart. Here's the video to prove it. We did try to fix it, but either I cocked it up or the pieces were irreparable. So I apologies for the background noise. So what I do is I film in the morning when my lodger leaves, and I've got a nice quiet house to myself. And what I didn't expect was that he's obviously forgotten something and he's come home. So if you heard something in the background, I apologise, that's my fault. Right, so that's the right hand rear door front. Excuse me. So stage 1, assembling the compartment. Take the compartment door front and back parts, checking that the square recesses for the magnet is aligned. So this is the front, and there's the magnet, there's the back, and you can see there's the square hole there. So we need to turn that around, and we can see that the holes line up as well, and that's going to go on like that. Nice fit, and a little bit of glue on each of the pegs. And I can also see, even though they haven't told us, those pegs are different sizes. I'll give you a quick look, so I have got wet glue. So those holes, I can't get focus, there we go. So those holes are different sizes. That's going to slip onto there like so, and that is not fitting. Why does it always work well on the dry fit but never on the actual live part? Right, looks to me like that peg hasn't gone in. It doesn't seem to be. It's definitely making contact. Right, okay. So it doesn't seem to want to stick in very well, so we're going to cheat. And I've just I know these clamps are oversized, way too big, but they were quite literally the first correct clamps that I just grabbed. Right, so we'll give that a couple of minutes just to set for a bit. So the next thing we want to do is, so the door for this compartment pulls down, so check you have it in the correct orientation. Then prepare to fit the handle. The handle is a D-shaped fitting. Apply a drop of glue. It's a good job I clamped them like that then. So what's looking at this one, I think it's a foregone conclusion that we've done this side and we're now going to start work on the other side. So whatever we've done here, we're now doing on that side. So if you look at this compartment, you see how it pulls down. So that handle wants to be pointing towards the hinge. So therefore, there's the hinge. So the handle wants to be pointing towards the hinge like so. And I just want to check that both of these handles are identical, which they are. That's absolutely fine. So like we did before, I'm going to load, so I think like we did earlier in this video, I'm going to load this handle up ready in my tweezers. Then I can either apply the glue to the handle or I can apply the glue into the hole. But if you apply the glue into the hole, I personally would have used a cocktail stick. So we're just going to pop a little dab of glue in there, and I don't think that's enough. I've tried using slightly older glue which has already started to dry. Now obviously I'm applying this glue with a cocktail stick. If you were to apply the glue to the handle, what you can do is just squeeze a little bit out of the bottle, just as a little bit showing, and then you can touch it there. Or you can use this little pile of glue and you can just touch the glue with the handle. So remember that the handle is pointing towards the hinge, so in it goes like so. And once again, it worked in the dry fit but not in the actual run. There we go, that's gone in really nice, really nice. So right, so that's good. So glue the hinge over the lugs as shown, checking that the door closes properly. So I'm going to skip that step because I just want to give that glue a little bit more drying time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on to step 6. We're going to get all the way to the end, then we're going to go back and we're going to do this. So we're not missing it out. And this is the moment of truth for me. Right, so what we need to do now is assemble the rear door for the fire truck main body. Now you saw me spinning it round because that's the orientation they've got it, and they've got this piece like this. And what we are going to do, right, we've got a smaller hole and a larger hole, smaller peg, larger peg. That's going to turn around like that, and it's going to go in like so, and that's a pretty good fit actually. So get our bottle of glue, and I'm simply glue in place as shown in the picture. I like it when they say simply, because you know there's going to be a lot of people out there crying going, you said it was simply and it's not simply. Right, so small hole, large hole. Right. Okay, right. I was a little bit, my heart stopped for a moment because I wasn't sure if I'd rotated the part. So what you're going to be finished with is you've got a hinge here, and see this detailing there, that wants to be as far away from the hinge as you can get it, because that's going to be the middle of the compartment. You can see that that's a locking mechanism. You can see that as you turn the key, these two bolts are going to spread out. It's a very simple locking mechanism, but it works. There'll be a cog in there, and as you turn the key in the lock there, it will turn the cog, which will push those bars out, and that will lock that door. I didn't really notice it on the last one, but I wasn't looking for it either. So there we go. We've got the same thing on the other side. Just a little lock. Right, so that's that part done. Turn the door the right way up and fix the handle in place with a D-shaped hole. And remember, we're getting the hang of this. is pointing to the ground like an 80-year-old man. Oh, do you know what? That is such a good fit. I can't get it out. I cannot get that out, guys. That is such a good fit. That is the best fitting door handle that I have come across on this entire build. Right, so little dab of glue. Probably don't need it on this particular part, because as you can see, the fit on that was amazing. But belt and braces, so make sure the teardrop is pointing to the ground. Well, if it was a teardrop, it'd actually be coming away from the ground, but make sure it's pointing downwards, which it is. And the next step, and this is where I'm panicking now, because if I've got the hinge on the wrong way around, this is not going to work. Right, so just like the last, I'm going to have to move this camera up, guys, sorry. Right, so this door is going to go in there. So just like this door, can you see that there's a gap between this box? Can you see the gap there? You've got the outer part of the box frame, and then you've got that bit on the middle. You're going to be inserting that hinge in between that gap, and you'll also see you've got some holes there, and I can't remember when those holes come into play, but I think there's going to be a screw going through. So this is not an easy fit, guys. It's a little bit fiddly, and I really can't show you what I'm doing. It's getting the camera in. Right, so it is really hard, I don't mind telling you. Right, but there you go, a little bit of jiggery pokery, and that goes in. So can you see that that is in now? And that's made the complete word. So it's like a primary school lesson. So what letters finish the word? Correct, Johnny. R and E. Right, so once in position, check that the door closes correctly. And then while with the door in the closed position, secure it in place using 2 D-type screws. And can you see that that goes in there? That's why the hinge was where it was. So I've got problems because I've got doors flapping all over the place, and I need to make, you've got this which hasn't been attached, and I don't think those have quite lined up. So what I'm going to do is get a cocktail stick, jiggle that around there, and hopefully that will pull that into place. And with that cocktail stick still in place, I'm just going to make sure those doors still open. I think that these doors are not going to open once the model is in play, once it's done. What I mean by that is I've had to use the top of the door to open it, and can you see how much trouble I'm having? If there's anything on top of there when we finished, the only thing I'm going to have left is that door handle. So the only way we're going to get into there is to get that door open first, and then, so I don't know, but anyway, like you see, I've got my cocktail stick in there. So let's get me 2 D-type screws. So we have got 2 D-type screws. That's good, isn't it? It's always good when we have enough screws. So I'm going to put 1 screw on the table, and I'm going to put 1 in the top first, because that second one has still got the cocktail stick in it, and we might as well keep that cocktail stick in place for as long as we need. Now that screw doesn't want to go in. Now that suggests to me that maybe we haven't got the door hinge in properly, so, and we haven't. Right, so I'm going to hold that door. So it's a little bit fiddly. Now obviously if that door was in properly, this screw would be a lot easier, to get in, but that's gone in. That screw's gone down lower than the recess in the hole, so I'm happy enough with that. So, and I am being careful. I noticed we are at the point on this build, there are lots of pointy out bits. When this model is complete, you can tell that it's pretty much essentially a box shape, but at the moment we've got lots of pointy out bits, so there's so much potential to break things off, so do be careful. Right, that screw is in, so that handle, this door, the reason it's not opening and closing very well is because this bit is loose. If you remember, we put this end side in there. This has got nowhere to go until we put this side on, so just kind of hold it down when testing the doors, and I think those doors are adequate. So there we go, guys. So that is, I believe, is the end of the stage. Pull down. Yes, that's the end of the stage. No, it's not the end of the stage, because we did miss one bit out, didn't we? So let's take our clamps off here, and yes, that's definitely glued down. Right, so step 6, I think it's step 6 we missed. This wants to go onto there like so, and we want to glue it on, and remember it's going to go this way round so that we can, let's bring my camera back down, there we go. So this is a pulled down box, not opening, so that seems to be a really good fit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my glue, and I'm going to just apply a little bit in between those pegs. So just like before, try and get it nice and neat, because it's nice to have neat work, but it's not the end of the world as long as you don't get the glue on the inside of the part, because all of this is going to be hidden. And I've come to the conclusion that the glue that we're applying onto here isn't to actually hold it, it's just to actually glue it. It's to hold it in place until the parts are put in finally. Because if you look, one of the worries I have about super glue is that it will degrade and go kind of powdery over time, but that's perfectly good enough fix for a couple of weeks. And then if you look at the way that this is in there, because that box has gone in there tight and you've got the little pegs, even if that super glue, so it's on the bottom, isn't it, even if that super glue did degrade, you're still not going to get that out because that's fixed in place. So yeah, it's basically, it's just like a tack really, it's just holding it in place until we need it. Right guys, so that is stage 42 complete, and that is mission accomplished for me. I have got a video that's not 1,000,000 minutes long. So let's have a look at what we've got. We've got this storage box which we've made. We've got this pull down storage box, and we can see that obviously these aren't going to be the same because they're not, they're going to be on the opposite side. So we can see where this is kind of going now, can't we? It's one of the good things. The bad things about making symmetrical things is that you have to do it twice, so it's nothing new and exciting. But the good side is at least you can see where it's going, you can tell how far along it is. Right, let me switch to front camera. So 2 stages done, stage 41 and 42. I really enjoyed that. I know it's boring storage boxes, and it's something that we've done a zillion times before, but I actually did enjoy it. It's not like doing the wheels, You know, some of the part works, the wheels is like done. The handle, one of those handles, which handle was it? Oh my god, it went in so well. It was, you probably didn't need the glue. So that was a really good fit, so really happy with that. We've got a bit of a roadmap, because we've done this side. We know we're doing this side. It's obvious we're doing this next side. This is a bit of an issue for me. I wonder if maybe we could have not done this stage yet, maybe work on this side and then work on, but then we wouldn't be able to get this box. Would we be able to get this box in? Yeah, we wouldn't have been able to get that box in. So you can see the logic of the designers putting that on. If this was one of those part works where you get the whole lot in one go, then I would certainly be sitting down and making that until I've got the right hand side completely on. I'm not comfortable with that bit poking out, but you know, with part works we do one little issue a week. So 2 little storage compartments already, and right, so next week we're going to do just issue 43. 43 is the last stage of pack 6. As it stands at the moment, I don't know what's in pack 7. Sorry, pack 7 is due out middle of July, although I'm filming this at the beginning of July, but it's not due for release until August. That's how far behind I am. So by the time you see this, this video is going to be coming out the week after I think I've received pack 8. So we're catching up. So I'm about 13 stages behind, but we just don't know how many stages we're going to get in each pack. If I was doing one of the part works from Agora that's been released a long time ago, I can actually do the downloads and I can see what stage, how many stages in each pack. However, they only release the stage once that pack has come out, so I have got no idea what's coming. Right guys, so I'm going to leave it there. Grading the issues. Let's grade these 2 stages at nothing short of I can't remember which way round it is. I'm gonna grade 41 at an A and 42 at A+, and it gets the plus because that door handle was amazing. Don't you just love it when parts just fit? That's why I'm giving it an A+. So yes, very enjoyable issue, really did enjoy it, and I can't wait to get on with the next stage. So take care guys, I'll see you in a future video.